This book right here, the magical powers of the saints. This is a very good book for those who like to get things done and want to be inconspicuous. Because, man, let's face it, man. Who wants to be walking around dressed in all black with a Baphomet thing on your doggone neck, around your neck, and then having to explain that to your grandma if she sees you in public? I don't want to do that. Some people, they have that ability to be able to do that. That's all good. But, man, look, I have people who they don't understand that. And I don't want to shock and awe them, and I don't ever want to insult them by any means necessary. I do not want to shock them or insult them. So I carry myself under the badge of the people who deal with the divine Christ energy within. Now they call themselves Christians, and you may hear me call myself a Christian, but if you see me talking to a Buddhist, at the time when I'm talking to that Buddhist, I am a Buddhist because we speak the same language. If you see me dealing with a Muslim, at that time when I'm talking to that person, I am a Muslim because we speak the same language. If you see me talking to doggone a Jehovah's Witness, at that time I'm a Jehovah's Witness because I understand their system. We speak the same language. I am one, but I am of many. And that's part of spiritual maturity, being of the undivided. And me being of the undivided, I have the ability to go in any and every house of thought. You know what I'm saying? So it's a blessing. And I hope for you to get there. But this book right here, getting back to this book right here, man, it deals with deities and saints. You're dealing with divination and the magical way of religious practices. We have honoring the ancestors and the dead. You have working with candles. You have learning the language of candles. You have understanding and how to use the book of Psalms to get magical things done. Let me tell you a story real fast. One day, man, I caught a bad dope case. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You've been watching my videos. You know who I used to be. One day I'm going to tell you my story. And I caught a bad case. I mean, it was a real crooked case. So I had to do a doggone spell. My mother and one of my aunts, they said, well, here, have them do this right here. So I had to cook these beans, The fragrance of the beans the red beans did something. And over the steam, I had to read a certain passage out of Psalms, and then I had to write it down. First, I had to write it down, and then I had to read the passage while the beans were cooking. Then I took the beans, put them in a jar, put that paper in them, and covered the jar with a white cloth, and then put the doggone lid on the jar. It was very difficult, but I got it done. Anyway, this was a spell to bind the tongue. When I went to court, the police officer, the crooked person who had the job as a cop, he started stuttering. He couldn't get his words together. Everything was twisted. The judge had to shut the court down, remove us out of the court, and continue the court in the judge's chambers. The judge knew he was lying. The judge scolded him real bad right there in front of me and in front of the lawyers and the prosecutor, and I got away. I didn't say I got away scot clean because I didn't do what he said I did. He lied. But anyway, the case was beat, and I binded his tongue so he couldn't continue to tell the lies that he was trying to tell. So it literally worked. Now I digress. This book is to be used. Now, one of our brothers asked me. He said, "Man, are we supposed to be working with white deities?" Now, like I said, I have a certain level of spiritual maturity, so it doesn't matter what color they are to me. Although, if you are an artist and you can make these things and with black characters, with melanated characters, man, let me know. I'll be the first one to buy some of them cards from you. But it's not about the image. It's about the symbolism. That's what you want to connect with. Understand what the symbolism of this character means, what that character represents, and then you use that to adopt those characters. That's why you may use them you may have many different kinds of cards that you're going to use, because they all represent different attributes that you are trying to apply to yourself to make yourself a better person. It's the best way I can put it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, man, this is a good book. Study it, learn it, and like I said, I did 2 videos on altars and how to do a open and close a ritual. This book has the things you need. Like I said, I mentioned that there's certain oils and certain fragrances that you can use to attract certain deities and certain entities. This book has those fragrances in them. I'm not going to tell you. You figure it out for yourself. You got to do the research. Peace and blessings. Going on 6 minutes. I'm out.